1. Blog Talk Radio.
Broadcasting from Cincinnati. You're listening to the Ringside Reporter podcast. All the news in the world of boxing right here.
Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you.
Now, here's your host, Eric Lorda.
All right, we are live. Welcome to part 2 of the Ringside Reporter show. This today, special Monday edition. We talk about the latest boxing news here, as you know, and if it's related to boxing, we'll talk about it here. My name is Eric Lorta, and I'm with my co-host, Ringside Robert, and England's adopted son, Joe Habib. We have a great show for you today, and if you want to call in and ask questions, you can call in right now at 323-870-3857, and we'll be here, I would say, about an hour. We're going to try to pick up the show yesterday where we left off. And as you know, if you guys were listening to the show yesterday, it was a dumpster fire. It really was, because we were actually cut off right in the middle of it with audio issues and everything like that. Now, I'm here to tell you, if this happens again today, which we all got our fingers crossed, hoping it won't, but if it does, don't worry about it. We will log off and we will log right back on, okay? Because at that point, we'll know what's causing the issue. As far as what was causing it yesterday, who cares? I don't know. Bad weather. I don't know. Who cares? I'm not going to bore you with all the technical jargon, even though I could for a long time, but that's just me. Robert?
Yep.
What are we talking about today?
We're gonna pick up where we left off, and we're gonna talk about the Terence Crawford Amir Khan fight and the whole card. We're gonna preview the Danny Garcia Adrian Granados fight. And so we got a lot of stuff to cover, and of course we didn't get to hear from anybody yesterday, so we'll be glad to take your phone calls.
No, I don't want to take anybody's phone calls.
Oh, come on, Eric.
All right. We can take them. Yep. And if you guys want to Skype in, I don't know, man. We can try it again. I'm not going to push it, but
yes.
Beeb loves this. Beeb,
Skype in.
Let me tell you what, Beeb, that is something, because Beeb does not want to let that Skype go. I'm not a big fan of Skype. I let everybody know that at the beginning. But Beeb loves it, and you know what? Beeb runs the show. He's got us tied down with Beeb Industries. What am I going to do? I can't.
I hate Skype, but I love the fact that people from the UK can Skype in. I just want them.
Right.
I just want them to be able to talk to us. That's right.
Beeb. Look at Beeb. He's
I hate
the people.
I hate Skype. I think it sucks.
How
the way
dare you?
The way it
and
works.
by the way, if you guys want to call in, it's 323-870-3857. So there you go.
It's already on the screen, Robbie.
All right.
We run a professional show, Robert. As opposed to yesterday, what you think yesterday was, we do happen to run a professional show.
They should be telling us this show's called the Ringside Reporter podcast. They already know that.
Oh, well, hey, Beeb, we can look at yesterday's show as what's going to happen on Saturday night.
But I think it was an issue with Eric's connection, because there was bad weather over there.
Oh.
That's correct.
You know, Skype worked perfectly the day before, so why would it work perfectly one day and not work good the other day?
Whoa! Because I just get thrown under the bus all of a sudden. What is that all about?
You're not God. You don't control the weather.
All of a sudden, it's my fault. Yeah, look. I mean, I'm just saying. You're
not God. You don't.
VC just said Titletown ruined the show.
You don't control the weather.
All of a sudden, it's my fault now. I'm the weather guy. Oh, maybe it was in Boston with that crazy Patriots Day thing going on there.
Okay. Omar Rodriguez just cracked on you. Said you're running the show with dial-up. I'll have you know, there's
nothing wrong with dial-up. All right, I've got a 2400 baud modem here. All right, that runs a lot faster than anything you got. All right, so how about that?
Beeb Industries, we have the blast internet over here, and we're going. We have like 300 megabytes download over here. So.
You know what? That did cross my mind, though. I tell you what, that did cross my mind. Is that, maybe I might need a higher internet connection or whatever, but I've got like a pretty good one, man. I've got like a business class type of connection over here. And I'm sure my wife is going to love hearing that news, that we may be upgrading our internet. I'm sure she's going to love that. Yeah, she's not going to want me too dead for that,
Well, all the UK guys, feel free to Skype in today, and
you don't have to. I'm just
and Lisa might get some benefits from the extra internet. Who knows, Eric?
Right, exactly. Well, if she's on the edge about the internet, I mean, she's going to really have a fit when I tell her I'm getting a TriCaster for the show.
Notorious VC. Are you from the UK or are you from the United States? I think you're from the UK. Why don't you? If you're from the UK, you can Skype in. Add us at Ringside Reporter on Skype.
Yeah, there you go. Easy stuff.
You can call in.
All right. So let's talk about the upcoming fights here. We're going to go over them again. I know we did it yesterday, but the show was cut off on Cloud TV on April 18th. That's Thursday, right, Robert?
That is correct.
See how good I remember? See, it was like it was just yesterday I was talking about this. Abti Davtayev versus Pedro Otas. 10 rounds, heavyweights. Again, this is going to be on Cloud TV. I'll be honest, I can't wait not to watch that fight. In Liverpool, England, nothing televised yet, but it may be on Sky or something like that. Jazza Dickens versus Nasibu Ramadan, 10 rounds featherweights, so you might want to check that out. April 19th, Thompson Boxing from Ontario, California, Robbie's stomping grounds. Eric Ituarte versus Jose Estrella, 10 rounds featherweights. And Richard Brewert versus Adan Ahumada, 4 rounds junior middleweights. And in case you're wondering, I haven't heard of him either. April 20th, Saturday, the big one. And we're going to review this here in a minute. Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan, 12 rounds for Crawford's WBO welterweight title. On the undercard, Shakur Stevenson versus Christopher Diaz. And just in case you're wondering, no, that's not the guy from the garage. This is a different guy. Christopher Diaz, 10 rounds featherweights. Teofimo Lopez versus Edis Tutley, 10 rounds lightweights. Your boy, Felix Verdejo versus Brian Vasquez, 10 rounds lightweights. Carlos Adames versus Frank Galarza, 10 rounds junior middleweights. And then a few guys I'm not sure of. But, that's a pretty stacked card. I mean, I got to admit, it's a pretty stacked card for Top Rank and everybody. I mean, they've got a lot of big names on there, but I think that and I'll talk to you about the Shakur Stevenson fight here in a minute. But all right, let's move forward here. April 20th, Saturday from Carson, California. Is this going to be, Robert, you'd know this better than I would, is this going to be in direct conflict with the pay-per-view going on?
Yes, it will, because it starts at 8 and the pay-per-view starts at night. That's why I said I think more people are going to be tuned in to regular Fox to watch this than who are actually going to pay for the pay-per-view.
Right, okay. So Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados, 12 rounds welterweights. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Alexander Dimitrienko, 10 rounds heavyweights. Brandon Figueroa versus Yonsef Parejo, 12 rounds for the vacant WBA interim junior featherweight title. Jason Rosario versus Jorge Cota, 10 rounds middleweights. Your boy, Robert, Alfredo Angulo, back in action versus Juan Ubaldo Cabrera, 10 rounds super middleweights. And that's about all the names on there I recognize. April 20th, Saturday also, on DAZN, Dave Allen versus Lucas Brown, 12 rounds heavyweights. Derek Chisora versus Sanad Gashi, 12 rounds heavyweights. Josh Kelly on the undercard as well, and he's going to go against Ranovsky, Primislav Ranovsky, 10 rounds welterweights. Connor Ben going up against a dreaded TBA, also on the card. That's not a bad card. I don't really care for the main event. Honestly, I'm not a big Lucas Brown fan. Beeb, are you a big Lucas Brown fan?
I don't hate him. I don't know if I'm if I have like a Lucas Brown
endorsement.
I don't know.
That's a endorsement. Do you like
I'm not gonna say I have a Lucas Brown T-shirt in my freaking closet, but
do you got a post from at least? I mean,
but correct me if I'm wrong, Eric.
Please, Robbie.
Well, hang on a second. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't he just coming off of a PED suspension?
Yes, in fact, Notorious VC just said Lucas Brown is a walking PED.
Yeah, he just. I think this is his first fight back from being suspended for getting popped for PEDs.
PED just said, "You guys have 2 million subs." We're working on it. We're working on it.
2 million subs. What do you think this is, buddy? CNN?
Yeah, right. I mean, we're working on it. You know, we could tell you we got 2 million subs if it'll make a difference. I don't know.
Robbie's working on it. Robbie's working on it.
Robbie's got a bunch of connections, man. He's working on it.
Oh.
I'm doing my best.
That's right. That's right.
At the Ringside Reporter hotline.
That's
Robbie.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
My man, Rob.
That's the fights this weekend. All right, so let's talk about this. Let's talk about these two big cards here. April 20th, Madison Square Garden, Robert. You've been there many times. Let's talk about Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan. 12 rounds for the WBO welterweight title. This is a, I'm in the minority here. I think it's a good fight. I really do. I think it's a good fight. I don't think, it's one of those things where it's going to be, I think for as long as it lasts, it'll be competitive. And we got to remember, man, Amir Khan was competitive with Canelo for 6 rounds.
5.
Doubt. Well, whatever. I mean, I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, Robbie. I didn't see the need to trample all over.
I know, 5, and then he got put to sleep in the 6th.
Wow, you're so disrespectful. But yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, he was competitive for a little bit, and then he got waxed. But Crawford is much smaller than Canelo. So I don't know. I think it'll be competitive while it lasts. I still don't see it going past 8 rounds. I think Crawford dumps him in 8 rounds, but I think he clips him. I don't think it's like a one-way out boxing like you saw Lomachenko do the last couple days ago. I don't think it's like that. I don't think it's that wide. I think it's a definitely a closer fight. I think it's a better fight than what we saw this weekend, but it's a better opponent too. I think they're a little bit more. They're more evenly matched than I think we think it is. Robert, why don't you give us a breakdown here?
Well, I keep going back to Canelo and Khan, and I see kind of the same scenario. I think Khan, because he's such a fast starter, will start off real good. Terence Crawford is a very slow starter, so he'll start off slow like he always does. But within like 5 or 6 rounds, Crawford will figure him out and he'll eventually be stopped. I think he's going to stop him, say, in the 6th or 7th round. I don't see it going past that because there are levels to this game, and I think Khan will eventually realize he's too deep in the water, and I think Crawford will eventually knock him out.
Beeb, what say you?
Well, like I said, Crawford does start a little bit slow. I could see Khan winning maybe 1 or 2 rounds in the beginning of the fight, but I just see him walking into something. I see him getting sucked into a counter, and I see him going night-night, and I think that's going to happen probably in the 9th or 10th round. Probably in the 9th round. So I don't know. He can make it interesting for a little while. But Crawford can crack, man. He can crack, and he hits you with those shots that you don't see coming. So that compounds the problems from his punching power. Not only it's just raw strength, but that surprise element to these punches are definitely going to have an effect on Amir Khan. He's not going to see something. I could just see him walking into something that he's not prepared for, and I could see him getting put to sleep.
So, I mean, do you think there's any shot of this going the distance?
No.
Wow. You guys are rough, man. It's a rough crowd.
No.
I think there is a shot of it going the distance. I really do. I think this is going to be a better fight than we think.
I hope you're right. Considering we got to pay for it, I hope you're right, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. So how much is this fight? Does anybody know?
And I don't have a clue. I'd like somebody to be able to tell me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either. That's crazy.
And that's another thing to bring up. They've done such a horrible job at promoting this fight. ESPN, Crawford and Khan, Bob Arum, Top Rank, everybody involved. You put this fight on pay-per-view, and yet here it is. We're April 14th or 15th now, 5 days before the fight, and there's been literally no promotion, no nothing. There's no advertisements on your cable system or satellite system, so you can order the fight. No previewing anything. The only thing we've ever seen on ESPN is during the fight itself. They'll put up a little poster, and things like that. But it's almost like none of these people care about making any money because. And you've said yourself on previous shows, Eric, when you brought up the ticket sales, there's a lot of blue areas in the seats. So, hell, Madison Square Garden may be quite empty come Saturday night because nobody's going to know that this fight's even existing.
Yeah, I mean, I put the, and I haven't looked at it since then, but I put the graphic up about a week or so, a week and a half ago or something like that. And we took a look at it. There was a lot of blue seats, which means there's a lot of empty seats there. And I took out the resale seats because those seats have already been sold no matter what. So yeah. Hey, did anybody catch attendance on that Lomachenko fight that just happened?
I haven't heard anything.
Where were they fighting at? Does anybody? Where were they fighting at again?
They were in L.A. They were in L.A. somewhere.
Staples Center?
No. Yeah, it was Staples Center.
Was it the Staples Center?
Yeah, it was Staples Center, and thank you, Beeb. Yeah, the only figure I heard was 10,000.
They had a lot of people. I was surprised. There was a ton of people. Yeah. Notorious just said 10,000 plus in L.A.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And because of the lack of promotion for this, this pay-per-view is going to tank big time. Because only hardcore boxing people are actually going to spend any money to care about this, right. And those of us that have DVRs are probably going to be DVRing the card on Fox, and I think it was a smart move on PBC's part. Okay, you guys are going to stick something on pay-per-view. We're going to put something on free TV, and we'll see who does better. I bet you PBC walks away with a better audience rating-wise than what they do pay-per-view-wise.
Yeah, I think that's a given, though. I mean, I think that's going to be a given because think about it. I mean, they don't have to work very hard on free TV to get
they don't.
Fair numbers. I mean, you're not going to get like pay-per-view numbers off of that kind of thing.
No.
So, yeah. I agree. He has not done one thing, Crawford I'm speaking about, to promote this fight.
Well, nobody has.
None of them have. I mean, and maybe I'm missing something, but like I said, if Madison Square was sold out, maybe it's different. It's not. It's not anywhere close. And maybe it fills up the week of or the day of. I don't know. But as of a week and a half ago, post-time week and a half ago, it didn't look good, man. I'll tell you that right now. It did not look great.
And yet, Eric, we have a fight coming up in June, and all the tickets are pretty much already sold for that, and yet there's no commercials on TV for that either, but yet everybody's bought tickets for that, and I'm talking about Joshua Miller.
Yeah, and what's funny, though, is like it's on pay-per-view, so it doesn't matter if the venue is sold out. It's the number of tickets you sell on pay-per-view.
I know.
What I mean, that's the deal is like how many people are buying it at home, and okay, somebody in the chat said Bob said they're expecting 12 to 13,000 for Bud Khan, the Crawford Khan fight.
Right.
All right. I mean, I hope he's right. I don't know. That means 10,000. Yeah, maybe he's right. Maybe he's not, man. I don't know, but they've done just a poor job of promoting this fight. And Khan is the only one you're hearing sound bites from, the only one getting interviews on ESPN. I mean, I don't know, man. Not good, though. Not good. Let's talk about the undercard real quick for a minute here. Shakur Stevenson versus Christopher Diaz, 10 rounds featherweights. Shakur's got a lot on his shoulders right now. He's got this whole thing with the parking lot situation. Him and his boy beat up 2 chicks and some other dude. Not a great look for him, And now he's fighting Christopher Diaz. Now, I had heard, I don't know, like I said, I read this somewhere that it's that apparently they weren't real keen on him fighting Christopher Diaz. I don't know much about Christopher Diaz. Beeb, do you know about him?
Not a ton. Not a time, to be honest.
I don't know much about him, but they said that they think he's a dangerous guy for Stevenson to take right now.
Yeah.
They think he's a dangerous guy for Stevenson to take right now.
Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him, so that's the fight I'll be looking forward to. The other fight I'll be looking forward to, of course, Teofimo Lopez versus Edis Totley, 10 rounds lightweights.
Oh, I think he's going to clean up. I think Timo's going to look good because he's pretty much destroyed everybody they put in front of him, and I don't see any reason why that won't happen here.
Yeah. Reese Mack just said Christopher Diaz is 24-1 and 16 knockouts. That's not bad. That's not bad. I don't know who's fought, but that's not bad. But Shakur hasn't fought like stellar competition either, so.
Nope.
You know, it is what it is. Yeah, I think Teofimo is gonna murder that guy, and just about anybody who's not named Loma in front of him. Felix Verdejo versus Brian Vasquez, 10 rounds lightweights. It should be a good little scrap. I like Felix Verdejo. He's not bad.
As long as he stays off motorcycles.
Oh, how dare you? What's the matter with you? You're always ripping on him. Let's talk about the Fox card real quick. From Carson, California, Danny Garcia versus Adrian Granados, 12 rounds welterweights. This is a good fight. And I give the edge to Danny Garcia, a slight edge because of the weight difference. Because Granados is a natural 140-pounder, and he's moving up because he can't get any fights at 140. He's moving up to face Danny Garcia. Listen, how long has Danny Garcia been out of the ring?
I think it's been at least, let me think.
It's been a year?
Maybe last summer?
Yeah, I mean, so right around a year, man.
Yeah.
And how old is he now?
About 8 months.
Danny isn't Danny close to 30?
I don't know.
I don't know. Somebody can box record. I believe he's close to 30 now.
I thought he's 28, 29.
But you know what, though? He's got a career. He's had a career already, and you kind of wonder, is he right for the taking? I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that Adrian Granados can pull the upset in this fight.
Well,
I think he is right for the taking, and I think Granados is going to make it interesting. But I don't know if Adrian, because of the fact he's got to move up, is going to be the one to actually take him. It's probably going to be somebody else.
He's already fought.
Adrian Granados. I'm taking Adrian. I'm going to go out on a limb and take Adrian Granados.
No pie bet. No pie. You want to do a pie bet?
Title's not on the line, son.
What a coward! What a coward!
You work, son.
What a coward! He won't let me take the chalk, but he takes the chalk. He's got more chalk than a game of hopscotch. This kid.
I'm taking Danny just because I like Adrian, but I don't know if he's going to be able to handle the weight difference because he had to move up.
Look at that Sean Porter fight. That was a great. Granados went. That was close.
Yeah, it was.
That was like a 7-5 type fight.
Yes, it was.
Porter eked that one out. So this isn't. It's not a ridiculous. It's not ridiculous to think that Granados can't beat Danny Garcia.
No, it's not.
So how about the pie bet? You son of a bitch. Granados has. You know the thing too is Granados fights great on the inside. Danny doesn't like to fight on the inside. He tries to hold a lot.
He's very busy.
Danny's a mid-range guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Beeb, remember the trouble that Mauricio Herrera gave Garcia. He gave him absolute fits because he didn't like Herrera fighting on the inside.
We got to see what the line is on this, Robbie. We can come back, Robbie. We can come back from that hammer loss. If we can make a nice value play here, Robbie. Let's see what Granados is.
Yeah, I have a feeling Danny's a big favorite, though.
We can get some other people in on this.
Giving quality for life. Salute legendary boxer Jason. Salute Kenny Dennis. Salute Reese Mack. Salute Notorious VC. Salute LDTB or DRB. I can't see. I ain't got my glasses today. My vision is getting worse and worse the older I get. I was at work today and I had to wear my glasses or something. I'm like, it's bad.
Wow, Granados is a plus 1,350. Wow.
Those are long odds.
Wow.
So let me ask you this: when you get those kind of odds,
yes.
is it because the odds makers don't know who you are, or is it because there's something going on?
A lot of these odds go off of public perception of how the fight's going to play out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we'll see if this line moves a little bit, but that Hammer Shields line moved a lot. We saw how that moved.
You put a lot of money on it. Got taken to the cleaner, son.
Please. Look at Amir Khan. Amir Khan is a plus 1,075.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a
wow.
Yeah, right? He's a big underdog.
He's like a 10-1 underdog, man.
Right. Kareem in the chat, salute. Matthew Thompson, salute. PED, salute. Emmanuel Moreno, salute. All right.
And both Granados and Khan are better fighters than what the odds indicate.
I hope Unrivaled Boxing Talk and News Skype's in because I want to see what he thinks of possibly making a play with Granados here at a plus 1325 here.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Alexander Dmitrienko. I'm not really interested in it. Maybe Ruiz wins, maybe he doesn't. I don't really care. Brandon Figueroa versus Yanfrez Parejo.
I like Brandon Figueroa, but they're putting him in.
He leads with his head, you know. I mean,
yeah, I understand that, but he fights better than his brother does.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And those are the fights. All right, let's go ahead and go to the phones here because we didn't get a chance to do that yesterday. 443. This is Baltimore.
Coach
C.
Coach! Mother effing C! Get him, Coach! Give him that work, Coach. Give him that work. Give him that work. He's getting a little cocky since he won that pie, but he's getting a little cocky. Take him down a few times.
Hold on. Mark C on Skype. Go ahead and call back in. I just missed you. All right, Coach, go ahead. Coach, let me ask you a question before you even get started. What did you think of me pulling out the big win on Saturday, putting Beeb to shame? What you think about that?
I told me I didn't listen. Come on, man. We all knew Shields was going to win that fight. Come on.
We didn't all know.
Come on, man. Come on. You guys was buying into the hype, man. Hammer had never seen anything like Clarissa Shields. And I'll tell you what, shout out to her trainer, man. Hell of a game plan. Like, she was kind of coming in, like charging in a little bit, and then we're kind of like stop short, you know what I mean? Like George's father, like I stopped short. Like she was coming in, and then she stopped short, and she was kind of in range of the jab, but she was able to bend at the waist to get away from it, and then was in range for her shots. And I mean, by that 7th and 8th round, you could just tell, man, Hammer was looking for a place to sit down. Like, I'm ready for this thing to be over, man, because she got the brakes beat off of her. But that was a heck of a game plan. She wasn't rushed. She was composed. She looked at me. So, shout out to her. The undercard kind of put me to sleep. But, shout out to her. Big win.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, me and you, Eric, we did pick Shields, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pick Shields.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about it. I just assumed it was just me. Wow. Yeah,
Coach
what are you thinking, bro?
Coach is rolling with me now.
Coach, this is what happens when I don't listen to when I don't listen to your wisdom, Coach. This is what happens. This is what happens, Coach. It's my fault for not listening to Coach.
What do you think of this weekend's fights, Coach?
Hey. Well, this week coming up, man, I guess we got Garcia Granados. That's the fight I'm watching. I'm not paying to watch Khan get knocked out. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to say on the phone or online that I'm going to stream the fight. I'm just going to say that I'm not paying money to watch Amir Khan get his head knocked off because we all know that's what's going to happen. I mean, Amir Khan, look, great. Might be one of the best boxers doing it right now from a skill standpoint. But, he has zero chin, and he always gets caught up, and he thinks he's doing great in the fight, and he'll go out there and let off some 6-7 punch combination. And, you're talking about the fight. He's fighting the one guy that will set a trap for you. And this guy's going to set one of those Elmer Fudd trying to catch Bugs Bunny traps. But Crawford's going to, but Amir Khan's going to walk right into it, and he's going to knock the absolute smithereens off this guy. You know what I mean? Like, he was hitting Jeff Horn, who's really a junior middleweight, and was just hitting him with vicious shots. Terence Crawford is a mean dude. Like people have this perception like he's some guy from 140 who's come up to welterweight. Terence Crawford has a mean streak, and you can see it. You know what I'm saying? And you're talking about the boxer with the highest IQ in the game. He's going to go out there, have a game plan, he'll make his adjustments, and he's going to set a trap for Amir Khan. I don't know. I'm considering getting it just to see the trap he sets for him live, because, he's going to set Khan up. Who knows how he's going to get him out of there. But we're talking about the smartest fighter in the ring today, fighting the most irresponsible fighter in the ring today. He's going to set him up. He's going to knock the shit out of him. It's going to be brutal. It's going to be bad. But it's not. We got. Again. I don't know. It's real contentious out here with the politics, man. We got people. It's like we got to have competing cards every week now, and then we wonder why nobody wants to make fights. Fights can't get made, but we see things like this. They're trying to throw a pay-per-view, and they can put a free card on Fox. I'm not beefing with it or anything like that, but it's one of the things we talk about. We're talking about fights getting made. And they do it to each other all the time. It's not a one-sided type thing. And then we wonder why it's hard to get in the room and make a fight with somebody. So
I don't.
Robbie, let him burn.
Well, you've got a point. I don't mind it as a boxing fan. I think it's cool.
No.
But
Robbie, let him burn.
It's bad for fights getting made. But Robbie, what do you think? What do you think?
Well, what I was going to say, I don't mind the fact that we have two cards on the same night, but I think Top Rank and ESPN have made a fatal mistake here. It's okay if you want Terence Crawford to fight Amir Khan, but why put it on pay-per-view? It's okay to have because Showtime and HBO used to compete to have cards on the same night all the time, but you never saw one put on a pay-per-view against another. They normally got out of each other's way when one was going to have a pay-per-view. This is where their strategy falls apart because the pay-per-view is going to tank.
I think it's because of what they're paying these guys. And, you would just figure hey, if you put the fight on regular ESPN, the ad revenue from the fight should be able to pay these guys. But maybe I'm wrong. I'm not looking at the profit. But the fact that the Loma fight was on 11 o'clock on an app,
that really, I wasn't happy about that either.
He was fighting Corolla? What? Come on, man. And then, the guy he's fighting, these English guys, they're bringing it over here. Come on. He's not.
Was a good fighter.
That guy should not have even been in the ring. Crawler's a good fighter for what, dude? Who has he fought? Are you kidding me? He
he's a former champion, right?
He thinks.
Listen to Coach Eric, please. Yeah. Listen to Coach Eric, please.
Champion, son.
Listen to Coach's brilliance.
It's not like this guy's some bum they picked up off the street.
So Charles Martin. So
Coach, look at Coach C.
Let me ask you a question. Could you beat Charles Martin?
Take the knee, Eric. Take the knee, Eric. Take the knee.
Come on, man. He's a former champion. First of all, come on, man. The Corolla, man. He went out there, and Jack Reese stopped the fight fast. I thought Jack Reese was going to let him just go ahead and hang in there because he did with the Fury fight, man. But he's going to be hey, champ, get up. You're a former champ. Fury's a former champ. This guy's a former champ. He stopped that fight pretty quick, though, didn't he? And Loma's not nearly as dangerous as Deontay Wilder. That's a whole other conversation. But that guy, look, Top Rank has a problem. And their problem is they got good fighters. They got a great welterweight. They got a great lightweight, and they got a pretty good to pretty great heavyweight, and nobody's from the fight. And they're kind of on ESPN, and they're trying to stick them on. Nobody's watching it. And I mean, why was the Pulev fight on regular ESPN, but the Loma fight's on the app? And now the Crawford fight's on pay-per-view, and they've had no commercials. None. Like, no marketing whatsoever. Like, who's going to buy this fight? Nobody even knows how much it costs or when to buy it or what. It's insane. It's hard to say. You know what? Like, I'm just kind of, just kind of hanging on here until we get, Canelo Jacobs and Wilder, Brazil, and get the bigger fights coming up because, everybody wants to drag everything out. We missed out on Hurd versus Jamel Charlo. Triple G's taking a day off. He's fighting some Uber driver or some cab driver or whoever he's fighting. Doesn't want to fight anybody. And I mean, Loma needs to fight somebody, man. Like, I'm pretty tired of seeing him in here with these hacks that can't fight, Like, let's fight.
The 8 former champions Loma's fought. You're tired of seeing him with them?
Eight former champions. Well, let's see. Let's fight a guy. Let's fight a guy from this side of the Atlantic Ocean who actually wants to fight it, that wants to go in there and actually try to fight.
Coach just crushed you with that one. He crushed you.
Hey, Eric.
Coach,
Here's the question. If he wants to fight somebody, why don't you rematch Toledo?
He crushed you like a
Toledo.
Dead. I think Toledo retired.
He just stomped you like a Coke can. Oh, my God.
Why don't he rematch Gary Russell Jr. 130?
Because Gary Russell doesn't want to fight.
Why don't you rematch Gary Russell Jr. 130?
Yeah, you can't get Gary Russell in the ring. Come on.
No, Eric, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Robbie.
No, it's
Gary
not.
Russell wants to fight him. Gary Russell wants to fight him.
They interviewed Gary Russell. They interviewed Gary Russell. He said he wants to fight Lomachenko toward the end of his career. That's what he said. Those were his words.
Yeah, it could be next if he wanted to fight.
Okay.
I don't know. Loma's looking. I mean, look, man. Loma needs to go ahead and fight somebody, man. If it's Teofimo, they're saying he's changed the hotels. Tio was staying in the same hotel.
Give me somebody with a better resume.
That's Gary Anthony Joshua type shit.
Somebody with a better resume than Loma.
That's Gary Anthony Joshua type shit. They got the same amount of fights.
Who?
Like, what's Tio? And what's Loma? 12-1.
Lomachenko right now. Teofimo.
What, in his weight class you're talking about?
Who's got a better resume than Lomachenko?
Oh, Canelo's got the best resume.
Canelo has a better resume.
Who's got a better
Canelo.
Canelo has the best resume in boxing.
Aside from Canelo.
Oh, aside from Canelo.
Who's got 8 former champs on their resume?
Khan's got a phenomenal.
Manny Pacquiao.
All right.
Amir Khan's got a phenomenal resume.
I'm just saying. How many of these fights for just the guys?
Why do you do this to yourself every week?
Guys?
Why?
I mean, he's fighting 122 pounders at 130. Like, get out of here. Like, Loma needs to fight somebody.
Coach, kill him, man.
Like, he's fought.
Coach is destroying
3 fights.
Coach just hit you with the infinity gauntlet.
Knocked down by Linares. Sorry,
he snapped you into
I'm telling you right now. Loma doesn't want. Look.
Coach just snapped his fingers and you disintegrated. Oh my God, Coach!
In new way, fought against 10 current champions or former champions.
Hang
on, Mark.
I'm saying right now.
Get Mark chomping at the bit. Get Mark chomping at the bit.
Teofimo beats Lomachenko if they fight. Decent. And decent bad.
This is why you didn't want you didn't want Mark to get you that work too. You didn't want Mark to get that work too.
Dwayne in the chat. No, I don't say Canelo doesn't count. Bro. No, I don't say Canelo doesn't count. Canelo definitely counts. That's what I asked.
Yeah, Canelo's got
a good resume, but does he have 8 former champions? I don't know.
Of course he does.
He does.
I mean, yeah. Lomachenko was able to cherry pick guys. Lomachenko's cherry picking and grabbing guys from lower weight classes, making them jump up to fight him and all that kind of stuff, and that's great. Whatever. That's great. Fight somebody. Fight a legit lightweight.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Do you like Triple G, or you think he's overrated too?
Hey man, I was a Triple G guy until he just refused to fight anybody. When he first hit the scene. And, he first was coming out, and he came out and was beating the hell out of people. I was a Triple G guy. And I mean, hey, that's who was available, and that's who was out there to fight, and he was beating the hell out of them, and I was with it. But I mean, look, You can't talk about you're the best and you won't fight Lara. If Lara's willing to come up from 154, you don't want to fight him.
They offered the fight to him.
Like
that's what Loeffler told us.
When that happened, man, please. If you don't stop coming with these lies from these goddamn promoters, look, man.
That's what he said. What do you want me to say? I'm telling you what he said.
Made. It gets made. When you're sitting here talking, when a promoter comes out and says we offer them the fight, when someone comes out and says they offer them the fight, there's like a 9 out of 10 chance it's complete horseshit, and you know it. Because you know as well as I do, the fights just get made. Nobody comes out and says we're offering a contract and we're going to give you an update every week. No, what happens is they're behind the scenes and they're announcing the fight. You know what I mean? Like Tyson, remember it was like, oh, snap, what's going to happen? And then bam, they're announcing the fight. Like there's no talking. Like I think in the social media age, we're still seeing people talking for the interviews, and we're kind of forgetting how this shit works. Now it works is if you're not scared of the fight, and if the money's right, the fight gets made because this is what the fuck they do. They fight for a living. So it's really kind of that simple. You know what I'm saying? If HBO and Showtime can come together for a pay-per-view, anything can happen. So unless the money's chicken or unless the money's flooding, the fight gets made. It's simple.
It's not that simple.
It's not like rocket science, man.
It's not, but it's not that simple.
It's pretty much that simple.
It's not.
Look, man, unless somebody's scared,
Coach C's breaking it down to you so simply right now.
The fight gets made.
Fights in his time.
What else is there to discuss? What else is there to discuss?
Coach C should be a promoter. He knows how to put these together.
Okay. Was it? How come Triple G was supposed to go up? Triple G couldn't go up to fight Andre Ward, but then Andre Ward had to go up to fight Sergey Kovalev. How'd that work? What game is that?
Coach, stop hitting him with the facts, Coach. You already knocked him out 10 minutes ago.
Oh, my God, Triple G. Oh, my God. He can't fight Andre Ward. And then Andre Ward, he should go up and fight Kovalev. He should go up and fight Kovalev. And what did Andre Ward do? Andre Ward said, you know what? I'm your Huckleberry. Let's do it. And he beat his ass twice. And he's draped in glory. And Triple G turned out and he didn't want to fight him. And half of the boxing community thinks he's the chicken shit cherry picker. And that's the way it looks. Like you're coming back off of you fought Canelo in a rematch. Canelo beat the hell out of him. And then you come back and then
How did you have that fight scored?
Some, plumber. What, Canelo and Triple G, the rematch?
How did you have that fight scored?
He had at least 8-4, bro. He was walking him down the whole fight. Did you see Triple G's face after the fight?
How'd you have it scored, Beeb?
He got beat up.
Don't worry about what I had. I mean, this is Coach C's. This is Coach C's moment. Don't try to tag me now to jump in here. You think I want that work? You think I want any of that work from Coach C?
I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, man. Hey, I'm not the biggest Canelo fan, man. But I tell you what, he wore his ass out. And he's got the right idea. Triple G, like I want to fight him 3 times.
Hey, Coach.
Man. He needs to fight. He needs to fight. Why can't he fight another champion? Why can't he fight Andrade or something?
Coach, both times I picked Triple G to win, but when
Robbie, please.
Both times I picked Triple G to win, but by the end of both fights, I had Canelo winning both fights.
But what score though?
Exactly, like
Coach
I'm saying, man. Like
what scores did you have, Robert?
I had 115, 113 on both cards.
Wasn't a blowout.
That's a pretty decisive win, if you ask me.
Yeah.
8-4.
Yeah,
8-4 is not a blowout. That's 2 rounds from a draw, man.
It's a very decisive win, son. 8-4.
No, I had 7-5 both times.
It's decisive. Wow, shoot, man. He was walking him down. That second fight, man, when he came up to the weigh-in and had the head and was like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't scared of you, bitch. Like, let me tell you something, man. Triple G needs to sit down. He needs to fight Charlo or Andrade or give it a rest, all right? Because I'm tired of him fighting cab drivers and all the Dominic Wades and the Varnas Martirosyan. So he's going to fight Varnas Martirosyan for 154, but he can't fight Laura or her. Get out of here. That chicken.
Wow.
And then here's the other thing. And then it's like, oh, he shouldn't have to fight Charlo. He's old. Well, then if you're old, get the hell out of here.
Who said
like,
that?
Get out of here then. Like, you're not doing nothing.
Fight Charlo?
A lot of these mindless mongs from the internet. But you know the internet is just a place.
Well, we don't pay attention to a lot of that.
Well, apparently we do.
Yeah, you can't pay attention to a lot of it. But I'm just saying, man. Like Triple, I love Triple G guy, man. Like I was watching him basically, man, on HBO, and I'm telling you, it's like, all right, well, so when's he gonna fight like somebody fucking good? Because like I didn't know any of these guys he was fighting. Like he's fighting.
Well, and remember, Coach, he had a competitive fight with Jacobs. He had a competitive fight with Jacobs.
And I tell you what, if you look to get a rematch, because Jacobs has a belt.
Yeah, no, I've abdicated ever since they fought. He deserves a rematch. He deserves a rematch.
Because I got Jacobs actually. I got Jay Canelo, man.
Yeah.
All right, I had to give you all some work.
All right, see you.
Y'all have a good one.
You too.
All right.
Eric, you okay? You all right?
Son, I am fine. I'm telling you what. I don't know what argument you were listening to.
You want to go get a glass of water?
Gibberish.
You want to go get a glass of water or something?
You know what, Beeb? You ever see the movie? What was that movie? You remember the movie Django? Did you ever see the movie Django?
Oh, Django and Jane.
Samuel L. Jackson played in it. That's Beeb.
Why you have to go there?
Like when he's yelling and stuff. Oh yeah. You know.
Let me count these Canelo. Let me count these Canelo World Champions here, real quick. Lavamore. All right. Carlos Baldomir. That's one. Lavamore Nadeau. That's another one. Kermit Citron. That's another one. Shane Mosley. That's another one. Austin Trout. That's another one. Floyd Mayweather. Robbie, please. Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's another one. Miguel Cotto. That's another one. Amir Khan. That's another one. Liam Smith. That's another one. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. That's another one. Gennady Golovkin, that's another one. Rocky Fielding, he was a world champion.
12.
Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs will be another world
13.
champion.
That'll be 13.
That's 13 world champions.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to question the almighty power of the Beeb? Please.
No, what I'm saying is, okay, how many fights does Canelo have since you looked that up on BoxRec? How many fights does he have?
Let's see how many fights it is.
I think he's 51, 1 and 2, right?
He's had 54 fights.
54 fights.
Yeah.
How many? Refresh my memory. Okay, and he's had 13 world champions. Lomachenko has had 8 world champions, and how many fights has he had? He's got to have like 30 or 40, right?
No, Loma only has 13 fights and 8 world champions.
13 fights.
13 fights. Huh. So in 13 fights, he's fought 8 world champions. And in 50-some fights, this guy has fought 13 world champions. Listen, here's the deal. I'm not taking anything away from what Canelo has done. Canelo, to me, is if Loma's not your pound for pound, Canelo should be. All right, they're both pound for pound. Him and Terence, they're all 3, A, B, and C to me.
Any Golovkins or Floyd Mayweather juniors on Lomachenko's resume?
Didn't he lose to Floyd Mayweather?
Canelo did, yeah.
Yeah.
Still took on the challenge. He lost to, so didn't Lomachenko lose to Salido?
In the second pro fight?
Yes, he did.
Second pro fight.
All right. Well, let's
what? You have no
Eric, I believe we have Mark waiting.
Let Mark give you some work now. Go ahead, Mark.
First of all, let me run the switchboard here. Because there's other callers that have been waiting a little bit longer.
Okay.
See how that works? See, this is why I run the show. Do you have a switchboard in front of you? No. I can answer that for you. You don't.
Beeb Industries has. You should see this setup I have over here, man. This is like the FBI over here. This setup I have.
Like the FBI.
No, because Mark tried to Skype in yesterday.
Liquidating after last Saturday. Let me tell you that.
Mark tried to Skype in yesterday, but he couldn't get on. Remember?
Yeah.
All right. What is that noise? All right, Mark, are you on the line?
That's it. Yeah.
Mark, you on?
I am.
Go ahead, Mark. With that crystal clear Skype.
Did Coach C make any sense to you at all?
Does what?
Did Coach C make any sense to you at all today?
Yeah, in parts, obviously. Some things not so much. Like I don't understand why he thinks Tiafimo, who's had 12 fights and fought nobody, is a step up from somebody who's been a previous world champion. I mean, that's based on the eye test, surely, as opposed to resume.
Agreed.
I mean, Teofimo Lopez is about to have the toughest fight of his career against Tatley.
Yeah, no, Lopez is a good fighter, but he's not ready for Lomachenko yet.
Well, obviously. I mean, he's had 12 fights. His best fighter so far is Magdaleno. Before that, Mason Maynard. He's fighting against a guy who's a previous European champion in Tatley, who was a world title contender in his own right against Abril, I believe, losing by a very close decision. He's got a very herky-jerky style. Good job. He's able to move around on his feet. He'll give Teofimo some issues for a few rounds, for sure. But Teofimo should be able to get through him with just how dynamic he is. But other than that, most of what he said made sense. I mean, this whole Lomachenko resume thing, I mean, Inoue has fought more world champions or former world champions than Lomachenko has, but people don't really mention that. He's currently on a streak of 11 world champions or former world champions.
Okay, it says he sounded choppy. I agree, because I'm getting the choppy sound too.
He sounds clear to me though.
Yeah, I mean, even you're sounding choppy now.
Sounds clear.
Here, I tell you what, Mark, we're actually gonna. I apologize for this, but we're gonna have to let you go. That's what's causing the issue is that Skype. So, Beeb, say something.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. There looked like it was a slight delay. All right, let me go to the callers. 787, you're live.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good, man. Puerto Rico.
Yep.
Actually living in Seattle, but yeah.
Well, so much for my area code expertise.
Well, no, he's got a Puerto Rico number, but he lives in Seattle.
Yeah, I understood. I'm good.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. So going through the fights about this weekend, I think Crawford, Blaska, number 7. I think Garcia with a controversial decision against Granados. The only interesting fight is the one for Stevenson and Diaz, I think it is. Right?
Yeah, Shakur Stevenson fighting Christopher Diaz.
Yeah.
I heard somewhere, I think it was an interview to Rob Arum, that he said that everyone in top rank was against the fight except for the Stevenson's teams really wanted that fight. So that's the only one that's interesting to me right now. So I'm also glad to see Verdejo, to see if he can make something of himself. But yeah, maybe he can recoup the expectation that he had. So. So
okay,
I wanted to bring something up. I wanted to bring something up. I thought that it might be a good idea to create more churn about cross-promotional fights. If we start doing if you guys start doing some mythical matchups or something like that, at least get the conversation going. So, what do you guys think?
Oh, we did that when the show first started. We ran all kinds of fantasy tournaments, and we created all kinds of matchups for people.
Yeah, it should keep it going. So yeah, if people are talking about the fights, then there's more churn about it, more interest, and maybe we get better fights.
Yeah, we had a tournament. We had a fantasy tournament going, and quite honestly, I just forgot about it. And then. But Robert, you remember doing those, don't you?
Yeah, we did. Didn't we do 2 of them? I think you and I did one, and then you and Beeb did one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the one that you guys did with welterweights from ever?
Yeah, we did. And I think we did a lightweight.
Yeah, we did a lightweight and we did a welterweight, and we had fighters from different eras up against one another.
Yeah, I was talking more in the sense of this setup in particular, just to get the conversation going about the fights that we want to see that are difficult to make. Let's just say that.
Oh, in other words, you want us to take. In other words, you want us to take today's fighters and match them up and see. and see how they would go, right?
Yep, that's basically it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it.
No.
But, my thing is, though, like, if you take, say, like, and Georgie always gets on me for this. Because, like, Sugar Ray Robinson, all right, and you match him against Canelo. You know what I mean? As middleweight. Or you just take Sugar Ray Robinson at welterweight and match him against Errol Spence. Errol Spence murks that guy. He just does. You watch Sugar Ray's style, and back in the day it was something, but, like, if you take it doesn't translate well. Their styles
definitely. I don't disagree with that. I was talking more in the sense of the obvious one, Terence Crawford.
Okay, I see.
I don't know if
I see. So do it like
maybe
a match
Terence Crawford versus against Tank.
Right.
Yeah, against fighters from this from this era. That makes more sense. So
I understood where he was going with that.
Gotcha. All right. Well, we're going to think about that, man, for sure. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. No.
What do you guys in the chat think about bringing back a fantasy boxing segment or something like that? Just let me know. Good deal.
I liked doing that. That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
You didn't like it beforehand, though. Like our first, it wasn't something you really liked doing, or you really like thought about. But then you got
in the beginning, I didn't like it because my argument was how can you compare eras? But then we started doing it, and I actually started liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I started liking it, when we had like Leonard versus like we had like the Fab Four fighters,
yes.
Or three of the Fab Four fighters going up against like the current fighters. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, I remember that.
Now, like Sugar Ray Leonard versus Floyd Mayweather, who would you pick there?
Mayweather.
Oh yeah.
I think I would pick Leonard.
I think again, man, you're talking about like Leonard had an 80s style, but I mean, listen, man, as cars, as they build cars don't get slow. You know what I mean? I mean, it just stands.
Yeah, but Leonard,
build gets better.
But Leonard could punch. He was a good finisher. He was fast.
Right, but again, everything they build gets bigger and better.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how Sugar Ray would get around Floyd's defenses.
No.
What about Tommy Hearns versus Floyd Mayweather?
Man, you know what? That was one. Diego Corrales versus Floyd Mayweather, because those guys were about the same size. Mayweather, or wasn't it? Corrales and Hearns were pretty comparable, I think, as size went.
Yeah, both 6'1", yeah.
Yeah, they were.
And,
but they don't fight the same, though.
No, they don't fight the same. That's very true.
Totally different from Corrales.
Yeah.
Very true.
Hearns stays on the outside. Corrales likes to go in the inside, so that's the difference there.
Emmanuel Moreno says we should do a heavyweight fantasy.
I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah, maybe we'll put one together.
Yeah.
Because I got the cool fantasy intro. Have you guys heard the fantasy intro? Fantasy intro.
I heard.
No, we haven't played that for a while.
I heard it, but I can't remember it.
All right, hold on.
I'd like to say, the best ever.
I'm 33-0 with 30 knockouts. I'm the champ. Who's the best boxer ever? We're here to answer that question for you. 32 fighters, 3 judges, 1 champion will be crowned the best ever. This is the Ringside Reporter Fantasy Tournament. Here are your hosts, Eric Lorda and Joe Beeb.
That's a cool intro, right?
Yeah. I like how it says Joe Beeb at the end. I like how it says Joe Beeb at the end.
Yep.
All right, my man, we're going to get moving, man. Thank you so much for calling in, and thank you so much for the suggestion, man. I think we're going to take it. I think we're actually going to do it, man. All right, let's go to, let's see here, 760, and then we're going to go to Jason. 760, you're live.
Hey, what's up, Eric? B?
What's happening, man?
And Robbie?
Hey, I think it's Emmanuel, right?
Yeah.
This is the almighty Emmanuel?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Emmanuel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
Emmanuel.
I got to say, man, Clarissa Shields made me eat some crow, man. Damn. I
yeah.
was going to do better than that.
Yeah, so did I. So did I.
Who admits it? Finally, somebody who admits it.
Yeah,
you know what I
me
mean?
too, man.
A lot of people call up and Monday morning, nobody picked Hammer the next day, and yeah.
Yeah, I sure failed on that one. But I mean, and I don't really see what Hammer can do to improve her odds against Shields. Man, Shields is just outclassed her. Unless Hammer can improve her strength and maybe go to the body, with that jab.
Well, and she's gonna have to learn. She's gonna have to learn how to do. She's also gonna have to learn how to deal with somebody on the inside. So.
Please, Robbie.
Yeah, it seemed like I don't know, man. I think Shields is gonna be on top for a long time. But
it looks that way.
I was gonna tell you. So Lomachenko looked really good, man. I don't know what people are griping about. Corolla was in the top 10 in all the WBC, the IBF, BO, WBA. I mean, he was
and he was also the mandatory challenger.
Please, Robbie, let him burn.
Yeah, I mean, is it Loma's fault that he just is that much better? I mean, the guy doesn't even have 15 fights, man. Not even 20, nothing. I mean, I got to give the man credit for the level of competition and the amount of that he has is that just speaks to his level of eliteness. And the guy's a small guy. The guy should be fighting he could probably fight at 122 if he wanted. But I mean, he's moving up just like Floyd did. I don't understand the hate this man's getting. I mean, dude, I mean, Corolla's not that bad. I mean, he's fought a couple elite fighters or really good fighters. I mean, he fought Linares, although he did lose both times, but he did fight him. And then he fought Ricky Burns not too long ago. I mean, he did. That's a quality fighter. And who was that other guy he fought like 3 or 4 years ago? He was from like England, I think, or something like that. Revis or something like that. Grievous.
I don't.
Greaves. He was a good fighter too, and you beat him. But anyway, I would like to say, man, I think the Zone outperformed ESPN and Showtime once again. I mean, that Dennis Hogan and Munguia fight was really good. I had Munguia edging it, 7-5. But
that's what I had.
I think it's time for Munguia. I had Munguia winning rounds 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, 7, and then I had him winning. 8, and then I had him win him round 12.
Yeah.
And also, I want to know what your opinion on this. Okay, I feel like Munguia needs to vacate that WBO title. He needs to move up to middleweight where he can fully take advantage of his strength, his size. I mean, the size should be better there, but obviously it's causing him. It's actually a detriment to him. Where I think it would be more beneficial to him at middleweight. So I'm thinking if he vacates that title, being that he was fighting under the Zone platform and affiliated with Oscar De La Hoya, which is affiliated with the Zone. So maybe the Zone, and they have a good relationship with the WBO president, him and Hearn do. I was thinking that maybe they can set up like a super welterweight tournament to compete for that WBO title. You can have Liam Smith, Takashi Inoue, Dennis Hogan, Kell Brook, and maybe competing. And then I know Israel Madronov wants to get fast tracked to a title. You could also throw him in there. You can throw Jesse Vargas in there. Obviously, I'm picking all the Zone fighters because that's probably the ones who would be real. I mean, obviously they would be the ones to compete. I don't think ESPN or PBC would lend fighters to that cause. But what would you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that? Those kind of matchups.
Robert, is that you?
Yeah, that was my mom. Sorry, guys.
Fucking Robbie, what are you doing? What the fuck?
Anyway, let's
Robbie, you messed up my dream. Did you get the dream tournament?
Let's focus on Emmanuel's question here, guys. Come on.
Oh, Robbie, please. Killing us.
Was the question, should Munguia move up?
Yeah, he should move up.
Yeah, he definitely should.
I said that yesterday. I think he should move up.
And DAZN could put on like a super welterweight tournament with Liam Smith, Takashi Inoue, Dennis Hogan, Kell Brook, Jesse Vargas, and throw in like Israel Madronov. You know, give him like 1 or 2 more fights. Throw him in there, and then you can do maybe Teixeira or another fighter and do like a small tournament for that WBO title. What do you guys think about that? Wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah, I don't hate that idea, but I'm not. If Munguia moves up to 160, all right, who's he going to beat up there? He can't beat anybody up there. You know, he's in a real tough
not
spot.
Right now. He's 22.
Well, it's like what I said yesterday.
Right. I mean, he's 22.
It's like what I said yesterday. I mean, he can stay down here and get upset by a guy like Hogan because he can't make the weight anymore. Or he could lose to a guy like Canelo or Golovkin. At least, I mean, either way, you know, at least he moves to 160, he can make bigger money than he can make down at 154, right?
I agree. Yeah, and he is only 22, so.
And you could pit him against fighters like you don't have to put him against the big guys right away. I mean, he's only 22. You can let him sit there fighting for 2 years. You know, you can put him against Rosado and maybe like Willie Monroe. You know, have him there for. I mean, Triple G was there forever, so I don't see what the problem is with Munguia being there for like 2 years, and then you can move him up there to fight. You know, a tougher guy. You know, probably. I don't know, somebody like Rob Brandt or something like that of that nature. And if he does well, then you can give him maybe a Canelo fight or something. But I just would like to see that title vacated so we can have all these fights to see who would have the right to fight for that vacant title or something.
Well, why not have
I don't know if
these guys?
You know. Because I feel like Munguia, like Beeb said, I don't.
Well, because he's saying that he needs to move up. That's the whole point of it. If he moves up and vacates the title, then the tournament can happen. That's what he's talking about.
No, I get the premise of it, but I don't understand why Munguia has to move up.
I just feel like he would compete better.
Harvey, please.
I just feel like he can't compete at that weight anymore.
Yeah, but
it's like Canelo, for example.
You know, his problem is not his weight.
Yeah.
His problem is not his weight. His problem is a lack of skills. And no amount of weight he puts on is going to help that. That's his problem. He goes up to 160. I mean,
but he faded towards. Yeah, but he faded late in that fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he faded, bro. He faded.
It was a miracle that he was able to get.
If that fight was at if that fight was at 160, he doesn't lose rounds 8, 9, 10, and 11. He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't believe so either.
Boxed. I mean,
it just looks like he was gassed.
Yeah, he was just getting outboxed. I thought, you know.
But he has a pressure style that can overcome people's ability to outbox him.
Yeah.
And because of his style, he needs to be at full strength because he exerts a lot of energy in his style. That's the problem. So to think that these guys would just blow him out at middleweight, they would probably beat him. But he's a tough out. I mean this guy was rehydrated probably yesterday to about 175 pounds, and he was ripped to the bone still at fight night. So I mean I'm telling you, he's a better version of himself at 160 than he is 154. Whether or not the competition would be better for him up there or not. I mean, either way, he's debilitating his body to make 154. And like I said, I hate to keep beating the dead horse, but he's going to lose to somebody he shouldn't be losing to because he faded and he couldn't make weight properly.
And Reese Mack in the chat just said it's what I thought too. If Hogan had some pop in his punch, he would have KO'd Munguia, and he's right. He hit him with overhand rights all night long.
But hey, Eric, it was those. Okay, I remember that round you're speaking of. It was round 9 and round 10. Where 10 and 11. It was round 10 and 11 where Munguia, round 10 his knees buckled a little, and then round 11 he staggered back, but he quickly regained his bearings. Now imagine if Munguia only would cut to 160, have that extra, because they say it's like 5 pounds or like 3.5 pounds for every pound that you don't have to cut. So he would be well at 180, 185 on fight. He would be like Danny Jacobs big. So he would be, and he already has a chin. So it's like he would be more durable. Obviously, he would be stronger because the muscles can be denser.
He's a better fighter at 160.
Pushover.
He's a better fighter at 160.
He's a way better fighter at 160. The only thing he needs to do is learn how to slip some punches, man. That's all you got to know how to do. Slip some punches. Work. I mean, he's Mexican, but he fights unlike any Mexican that I've ever seen. He doesn't utilize the body, man, at all. Like, he has to get with the trainer that he can listen to that will instruct him on how to go to that body, how to work the body, and come up top. Come up top, work, then go back down and work the body. If the body's hard because the guy's moving, then utilize that jab like Golovkin so beautifully does. And the other call, I don't know what his name is, Vitamin C, I don't know what his man. That guy right there, man.
Whoa!
What the hell is wrong with that guy, man?
You take shots at Coach C like that.
Beeb, I just think you'd be messing with Eric, because Eric be toasting that guy every time, man. That guy just sounds like a freaking.
You're in the minority. You're in the minority. You're in the minority.
Hater, man. Like,
you're in the minority. You're in the minority.
Hey, Beeb.
You're in the minority.
Hey, Beeb, hold on, Beeb. Hey, Beeb, I want to tell you something. Hey, Beeb, man, I used to like Golovkin. Golovkin was great. Man, fuck Golovkin. Golovkin's a chicken shit, piece of shit, like damn so. How can you love somebody or like somebody so like 1 minute and the next minute you just like off with his head just because he's being avoided? Lara didn't want none of that. I mean, okay, Lara's still at 80% of what he used to be. Golovkin is obviously, 36, 37, just barely turned 37. Let's make that fight happen. I bet you Lara won't sign that fight. 100 billion% Lara won't make that fight. He won't. You know what I mean? It's just crazy for him. Now, Andre Ward, I don't know about that one. That one was kind of fishy a little bit. But all I'm saying is that Triple G, for anybody to say the guy is not elite or, oh, man, he didn't. I mean, I believe that the first fight was a draw with Canelo. I believe the second fight, Canelo edged it. I had it 115, 113. But Triple G gave a hell of an account of himself in that round. Now, I mean, you're going to see how Jacob performs against Canelo, and then you're going to remember what Triple G did to Canelo, and then you're going to see, oh, okay, because I had Triple G beating Danny Jacobs. I mean, I don't know what the fuck people be looking at. I mean, he had Jacobs running around, pop shotting, jabbing, moving, pivoting for his dear life, and he was at 185 pounds in that fight. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, Golovkin throws one of the best jabs, double jabs. I mean, he's very skilled with the punches that he utilizes. You know what I mean? And he's one of the best I've seen cut off the ring. There could be anyone in there, and he will cut. That's why Lara doesn't have a chance. I mean, first, he's smaller. Second, he has no pop. Golovkin could cut the ring off. What the hell is Lara going to do? Castellano. I had Lara edging that fight, but Castellano you could have argued, you telling me he could beat Golovkin? I mean, dude, some of these guys, I don't know what the hell they would drop as babies on their head. I don't understand it, man. Just the hate that comes from these dudes. But anyway, I would like to say, Eric, keep smashing them folks, and I appreciate you giving me my time. And I have if Amir can handle Crawford's punches, which I don't think he can, but if he could, the guy boxes beautifully on the outside, and he knows how to get out of a tight situation. I can see him outboxing maybe Crawford, but I don't know if his chin hold. I mean, man, you know what I mean? I don't think so. So, I mean, if Crawford outclasses Khan, ain't no way Spencer's going nowhere near Crawford. No way, Jose. So, I mean, if Earl couldn't get a 135-pound guy out of there, I don't know how he's going to get a rock-solid Terence Bud Crawford out of there. I don't know how he does it. That's just my opinion, and thank you for letting me burn, and have a great day, guys.
All right. Thank you, sir. Best caller of the night, Beeb. That was the best caller of the night.
Yeah, that's a matter
best
of
caller of the
opinion,
night, right?
I mean, Coach C kind of roasted you a little bit.
Coach C. Coach C roasted me. Give me a break.
I thought it was like one of those campfire outings that, when you toast marshmallows. I thought you were like a marshmallow getting roasted.
You're laying it on.
Oh. He's a fucking mental case is what he is.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Jason.
Did this caller just say...
Happy Patriots Day.
Just say, Spence, what's going on? Did this caller just say Spence won't go anywhere near Crawford if he schools Amir Khan? I mean, did this guy not know how many people have schooled and fucking knocked out Amir Khan, or what's going on here? I mean, these guys are acting like Amir Khan's never been knocked out fucking before. What's going on? I mean, Danny Garcia knocked him out. Who the fuck is that? Danny Garcia doesn't knock out like many people. You knocked him out. I mean, Danny Garcia only knocks out like old Morales or Brendan Rios. I mean, he didn't even knock out Herrera or Peterson. So, I mean, that logic makes no sense, And also, you guys are talking about resumes. I just wanted to name, as I'm saying that Benny doesn't knock anybody out, I wanted to give him some credit, too. I wanted to name some people he's fought. So these are the people Danny Garcia's fought. Nate Campbell, Kendall Holt, Amir Khan, Zab Judah, Lucas Matisse, Herrera, Lamont Peterson, Malignaggi, Guerrero, Porter, Thurman, and now Granado. So that guy's got a pretty damn good resume, too. He doesn't get much credit. Yeah. I think his resume is better than Loma's. Is anybody going to argue with me that Danny's resume is better than Loma's?
I will.
Could anybody say it's not?
8 former world champions.
Who would? You, Eric?
8 former world champions. Yeah, I just said that. Yeah. 8 former world champions.
Yeah, but those champions are bums compared to the champions Danny fought.
They're bums. They're former champions.
Yeah, they are.
But
why don't you name me one? Why don't you tell me one world champion that's been knocked out 4 times like Linares that Danny fought? Why don't you name me one?
Come on, son. 8 former world champions. Why
Linares has been knocked out 4 times.
So you don't think? Let me ask you this: you don't think Loma has?
Because you guys are acting like he's the best ever. Because you're acting like he's the best ever, dude. You're acting like he's the best ever. That's why he gets the.
You don't think he has any talent?
Of course he's got talent, but Of course he's got talent, but he doesn't have more talent than Loma. I mean, more talent than Tank, or he's not more special than Teofimo. I think Teofimo will hurt him bad, and you guys are acting like Teofimo's not ready. Dude, Teofimo would have done the same thing to fucking Krolla, maybe in 2 rounds. What the fuck are you talking about? Krolla's a fucking, the worst fighter I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen Krolla do anything impressive in my fucking life, and I've seen like 10 fights of his. I've never seen Krolla do one thing that's good. What?
He won a championship. He's a former champion.
Against who? Against who? Against who? You keep saying he's a champion, but you never fucking mention who he beat. That's because you know you're full of shit. You would never even mention who he beat. Who did he beat?
I just did. Are you listening?
Who? Okay, who did he beat?
He wasn't even listening. And he wasn't even listening.
I didn't hear you. Go ahead. I didn't hear you. Go ahead.
Come on, take it over here. Darlise Perez.
Who did he beat? I didn't hear Eric. Tell me. Who did he beat?
I just did. I'm not going to say it again. I've said it about 15 times.
Dude, tell me. I didn't hear you. Why don't you tell me? I didn't hear you. You moron, tell me.
Darlise Perez. Darlise Perez.
Darlise Perez.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
You don't know because you're a casual.
I still don't know who the fuck he is. Who is that? Nobody fucking knows who he is.
Because you're
Nobody knows who he is.
Because you're a casual.
Nobody knows who he is, Eric. Shut up. Nobody knows who he is.
Because you're a casual.
Nope. All right, so why don't you ask people in the chat? Why don't you ask people in the chat how many people know fucking this Perez guy? How many people in the chat know this fucking bum?
Why do I need to do that?
Yeah, because you're making it seem like he's beat some legit champion. Like Pedraza's a legit champion. Cuellar was a legit champion. You guys don't give.
Yes, he was.
Hell no.
Beeb, was Cuellar a legit champion?
Never in my life I would call him a legit champion.
It doesn't matter if he was a legit champion or not. He had a snowball's chance in hell of winning the fight.
There you go.
Okay, all right. Beeb, let me ask you this. So Beeb, Hugo Ruiz was a legit champion too, right?
Say again, Hugo Ruiz, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a legit champion, right?
Yeah.
And Tank knocked him out in like one round, I think, and he didn't get any fucking praise for that shit. People were making fun. Like, people don't give guys like Tank credit when they demolish. No.
In his last 7 fights, Tank Davis has fought 3 former world champions.
Yeah, I heard you.
There you go.
I heard you. No, I know. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about boxing world as a whole. I mean, you got Michelle Joy Phelps tweeting out. Listen, she said, if you don't think Loma is the best fighter out right now, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're just hating. I mean, this is the kind of shit that media members are tweeting out. I've never seen media members say shit like that about any other fighter. Not Manny, not Floyd. It's almost like Top Rank is fucking pushing these guys to tweet this shit out like, oh my God, he's better than Ali, or he's better. I don't see anything that special Loma. And you say Teofimo's not ready. Listen, Teofimo would fucking beat the dog shit out of fucking Crolla, Pedraza. He would have knocked Pedraza out in like 6-7 rounds, just like Tank did, and just like Mikey Garcia would.
I'm not saying Teofimo's not special. I've said it before. I think he's very special. I don't want to see him rush, though. You know what I mean? That's my thing.
No, he is not rushed. I don't want to see him rush. He's fighting some bum he's fighting some tomato can in 2 weeks. He's not going to learn shit in 2 weeks, okay? And if he gets 3 or 4 tomato cans, he's not going to learn anything. If he fights Pedraza, he's going to knock him out in 7 rounds. He's not really going to learn much there either. Tank didn't learn much of the Pedraza fight. He just fucking steamrolled through him. This is all this lazy intellectual thinking in boxing that you say, oh, he's not ready. And then we say, oh, UFC doesn't do this. They make the fights when the fans want them. Fans want to see Teofimo. Fans don't want to see fucking Loma versus Crolla. All these fucking, and it's astonishing to me. As the fans, let me speak, dude. As everybody gives Loma credit for Crolla, everybody's like, no, Teofimo's not ready, man. What the fuck is Crolla? Like, Crolla would never be ready in his fucking life to fight Loma. Like, that guy is horrible. I've never seen Crolla do anything good in my life, and you got Eric saying he's a good fighter, he's a solid fighter. I don't think he's a good fighter at all. He's like a fucking Jojo Dan, Frankie, fucking Gavin type of fighter.
How many Crolla fights have you saw?
Like 5 or 6?
Come on.
Like 5 I saw all the Linares fights. I saw the Linares, and I never thought Linares was that good because of those fights. That's why he got knocked out by fucking Canelo in like fucking, 2 rounds?
Emmanuel Moreno.
That guy was a fucking propped-up Golden Boy Ring Magazine hype job. Jesus.
But anybody saying Loma's a hype job is silly. Because at that point you're saying that he can't
I
fight.
said Linares was, not Loma.
No, what I'm saying, though, is that's what I'm hearing a lot of people say, is that Loma hasn't fought anybody. He's a hype job, this and that. He's not a hype job. The guy can fight.
Nah, dude, Loma's good, man. You get me wrong. I only go in on him because he gets all this credit like he's the best ever. That's it. That kind of irks me. But he's a great fighter. Yeah. And but I think Tank and Loma will give him really good fights. And Mikey, I don't know. I thought Mikey was always a hype job kind of. I think Tank and Teofimo will give Loma better fights because Mikey's really slow. And Loma would probably frustrate him a lot. But I was going to say, did you guys see the countdown show for Amir and Crawford last night on ESPN2 or ESPN News Show?
No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, they gave him a 30-minute, dude, Beeb, they gave him a 30-minute countdown show on the ESPN News Channel while Danny versus Granados are getting a 1-hour countdown show on Big Fox and a face-off show and a fucking, face-off and countdown show. What do you think about that? That's a free Fox fight.
Well, I'm surprised at how ESPN and Bob Arum and Top Rank have been handling all these promotions for these fights. It's just it's mind-boggling to me because Bob Arum's a veteran. I have a lot of respect for Bob Arum and Top Rank, and I'm just shocked at the route that they've been taking lately with these fights. I'm flabbergasted.
Did you see what he said? Did you see what he said on Steve Kim's podcast? He said when the fight was made, I thought the fight was already good enough to do 350, but after this huge ESPN megaphone, I expected to do a lot more. That's the way he bullshits. And he said ESPN is so much better than PBC. PBC is going out of business. They don't know what they're doing. Heyman is trying to sell his company. I mean, that's how much of a bitter snake he is. And when he was going off on Eddie, I don't like Eddie, but Eddie's been putting on better shows than Bob. That's for damn sure. The fucking Grozdik versus Dudu show and fucking Pulev show, fucking horrible shows. Loma versus Crolla was a fucking glorified mismatch. Everybody glorified it, like even guys like Eric saying Crolla is a good fighter. I don't think he had any business being called a good fighter. He was like a total fucking tomato can. That's why he was like a Rocky Fielding. That's it. All these guys come over to UK. Eddie says, "Oh, these are good fighters. They'll go to war." I mean, they come out here and get knocked out in like 2-3 rounds. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, Eddie's getting his guys fucking slaughtered over here. Rocky Fielding, this guy fucking Fowler just got beat. It was before that. It was what was the other guy? O'Hara Davis got beat. Cheeseman got beat. Fucking Ritson got beat. Eddie's a fucking moron. He doesn't know anything about matchmaking or anything. And everybody keeps like talking about Eddie's this great promoter. Every one of his fucking prospects that he fucking props up, as soon as they step up, they get fucking knocked down like the tomato cans they are. I just named 5 off the top of my head. I'm sure I could name 3 or 4 more. What do you think about that? Beeb, Ritson, Cheeseman, Fowler, fucking Crolla, Rocky, all in a fucking row, just knocked off the tomato cans.
You know what's funny? I was telling Eric this. The zone fights have been way better than the ESPN Plus fights, but I gotta tell you one thing: that ESPN Plus app, the picture when I Chromecast that to my television, it looks like it's 4K for Christ's sakes. Like, yeah, it's really good. Like the only thing I don't like about the zone app is it's not horrible quality, but it's no way near the quality of ESPN Plus. You could tell for me, I can tell a huge difference.
That's because DAZN is spending more money on talent, and Disney spent more money on the actual product. You know, they bought some really big company when they made this app, and they turned that into ESPN Plus. So Disney's got better technology, obviously. So that's
and plus they have 2.5 million subscribers. DAZN, we don't know how many they have.
Yeah, have they changed the interface? Is it better or still the same?
I'm not crazy about the app itself. I love the fights. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like the app.
The price is perfect, though.
So, yeah.
What did you guys think about Money Powell? Did you guys see Money Powell last night? Did anybody see him?
That was Saturday. I watched it. He did a good job.
I didn't see him.
Did you see that brutal ass knockout? That was awesome, wasn't it?
Was a 6-round knockout?
Yeah.
Did you see the knockout, Eric?
No, I didn't see it.
I did.
Eric, go on the PBC on Fox YouTube channel and watch his post-fight interview. That kid's a fucking star, dude.
I like him.
He's about to get a Pizza Hut. Watch his interview. He's about to get a Pizza Hut endorsement. He always shouts out Pizza Hut after his fight. It's kind of funny. Check it out. But that knockout was fucking badass. These are the kind of kids, man, they're getting shine on fucking Fox. While guys like Virgil Ortiz Jr., who's a fucking stud, that kid's a fucking champion already, I think. He's hitting away on DAZN. I haven't even seen him fucking fight in months. Guys like Ryan Garcia, I wish he was on Fox. I mean, I'd watch his fights. He's on fucking DAZN. I'm not going to watch his fights on DAZN. I don't have any apps, you know? So this is what's going on. They're like losing casual fans. I mean, yeah, DAZN is good. They're paying them. But what about the casual audience like me and Robbie? We're not watching DAZN. And I'm sure there's millions of others like me and Robbie that aren't going to. So that's bad for these kids' profiles, you know? What do you think about that, Robbie?
I have always said that I don't think these apps are going to be a long-term success, but I've always said that.
Yeah, also, I read something about ESPN's projections. They said they expect to have 12 million followers by like 2022 or something, and they expect to turn a profit in like 3 or 4 years. So they're not going to be turning any money yet. They're going to be losing like hundreds of millions a year for like 3-4 years to come. So DAZN's going to be doing the same, and they're already like 20 a month.
Well, one thing in ESPN's favor though is they have the UFC, and people are going to buy the app for all the UFC stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. But even their pay-per-view, that's kind of stupid, isn't it? That you have to have ESPN Plus to watch their pay-per-view. That's dumb as hell. Now, I bought 1 or 2 pay-per-views like just on a whim, but now I'm not gonna go buy an app first to buy a pay-per-view. That makes no sense.
Nope.
That was fucking you know. And also, did you see Eric? WWE is about to have a show on Fox Sports.
Pay-per-view. So no matter what the pay-per-view is, you're adding $5 to it because you bought the app.
Well, this is what people don't understand.
It's the good value, but still, it doesn't make sense.
This is what people don't understand. Before these apps came about, you had all these other fighters on different networks for the most part. Now, you weren't getting all the UK fights. I get that. But all these people that did purchase the apps, let me ask you a question. I have ESPN Plus and I have DAZN. You have ESPN Plus and you have the DAZN. Now, do you use these apps in place of television. Like, you didn't cancel anything, right?
No.
So it is an added expense. People say, yeah, I'm not saying it's a bad deal, but I'm not going to go out and cancel my Showtime, and I'm not going to go out and downgrade my cable package because I got these apps now. So it still is an added expense.
Hey,
it's $15 a month for me. So times that but times that by 12. So that's still an added expense.
Yeah, for sure.
People have been saying Showtime. People have been saying Showtime's dying, and they're shitty. And now they've had Lara Castano. They were going to have Tank versus Mars. They got replaced last minute. They've had Christina Hammer versus fucking Shields. They've got Easter versus Rancis coming up. They've got like 5 or 6 title fights, and it's only been like 4 months. Sky Sports is giving fucking their fans main events like Lucas Brown versus fucking Dave Allen, and the nerve of fucking Eddie to come over here and bash your American network while he's giving fucking bums like that on main event. Think like that's the kind of snakes Aram and Eddie are. They're giving shitty product and they turn around and bash Showtime, and they're giving Showtime's product is 10 times better than Sky. Fucking guys like Cheeseman and Ritson, those guys are fucking bums compared to Lara and fucking Castano and Easter. Those guys are horrible. These are the kind of guys Sky's getting, and then Eddie bashes American networks, and no fucking American media corrects him. That's what I don't like. Even Marcos Villegas, the guy that works for Fox, he was sitting there while Eddie was lying about Mikey and Spence's numbers. Like 2 days ago, Beeb, he says, "Oh, I heard they sold 40,000 tickets and 300K pay-per-view when it's 360 and almost 50,000 tickets." Like even now, he's like downplaying it. He's such a piece of shit, and nobody corrected him.
Well,
that's what Eddie does.
That's my only problem with him. Like, he's just so negative about everyone else. Like he comes out and says, "Oh, he wants everyone to do well." And he wants boxing to do well. He wants everyone else.
Exactly.
I root for everyone else, but you keep coming out and talking shit about everyone else, and you make statements based off of your opinion, and you try to pass them off as facts. How the fuck do you know what they actually did and what they didn't know? That's the thing.
He was bashing Loma versus Crowell's ticket sales. He was bashing Loma Crowell ticket sales. That was fucking crazy to me. That's your fighter. And he said Loma's not selling any tickets with this whole 10,000. And he said they're not selling any tickets. And you're fighting on the show.
Because he says he cares about his fighters. He says he cares about his fighters, but because he didn't promote that show, he couldn't give 2 fucks about Anthony Crowell.
All right, let me make my last one. I'm out of here. When Gary Russell fought Jojo Diaz in his last fight, he made $600,000 on Showtime PBC, and Crowell last night got $300,000 to fight a pound-for-pound guy at Staples Center in front of 10,000 people. And Gary's fight had 4,000 people. So how does that work, Beeb? Can you explain that to me before I leave?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
Gary Russell, when he fought Jojo Diaz in May last year, he paid Jojo Diaz $600K. Last night, Crowell got $300K to fight in Staples Center in front of 10,000 people. And Gary's fight only had 4,000 people. So how did fucking Jojo Diaz get double? Is Oscar just that much of a good negotiator than Eddie? Because Eddie always acts like he's the best. But Eddie's guy got half. And Gary didn't sell half as many tickets. So explain that.
Because all you have to do is look at all these fighters that were offered fights from Eddie, and they told him no because the money wasn't enough. He's cheap.
Exactly.
That's just the way it is. He's cheap. Why did Dillian White? Why did Pulev? Why did all these fighters turn down deals? And then he trying to get all these PBC fighters and throwing money at them because he doesn't realize that the money he thinks they're making isn't really what they're making, and they're making more than what he thinks they're making, and he miscalculated. And that's his thing.
All right, let me shout out my Twitter account. It was Kobe_Bean. Everybody go follow Kobe_Bean. The best boxing Twitter account. You little pussies. Don't get triggered. All right, guys. Also follow Viva Canelo.
Oh, shoot.
Goodbye.
I muted him. I didn't mean to. Notorious VC in the chat. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Emmanuel Moreno, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And I believe Corey Lee is on the line here.
Oh, Corey, go to sleep.
Corey Lee's boxing.
Yes.
Back with another biggity banger.
Yes. Robbie, I need to hear you say it, Robbie. Back with another banger. Robbie, let me hear you.
No.
Oh shit! You see the hate for Robbie is on another level, man. But I still love you though, Robbie. Even though I know you were a born again hater, it's all good though. We still love you though, man.
No, I don't hate you, Corey. It's good.
We know that, man. We know that. We already know that. But it's all
Exclusive.
good though. Exclusive.
Exclusive, Corey Lee.
You know what I mean? But it's all good though.
I don't hate you, Corey.
Eric and Beeb, what's happening?
What's happening?
How he said, what's happening, my people? Yo, but what's good though, man? It's Corey Lee Boxing back in on the lines again, like I never left. Man, Beeb, what's good, man?
What's going on?
This is the only time that I called you out, the only time that I probably will call you out for a couple more fights until you pick some bullshit again. But come on, man, Christian Hammer, come on, man.
He's killing
like,
you,
what the hell? Like,
Corey's
you pick
killing
Hammer
you, son.
over Shields? Like,
He's jumping all over you.
wow.
Who did you pick?
Crushing you, son.
Who did you pick,
Crushing
Spence?
you, son.
Who did you
Jumping
pick?
all over you, son.
Who did you pick, Corey? Spencer Garcia. Who did you pick, Spencer
Why are you bringing
Garcia?
that up?
But see, you
Why are you
bring
bringing
up
that up?
old shit, though.
That's
You
old
bring
stuff.
up old
That happened like
shit.
6 years ago,
Talking
son.
about Now, baby.
That happened like 6 years ago.
That happened.
Take a loss, son.
That happened 2 weeks ago.
He's killing you,
That happened 2 weeks ago.
Corey's crushing you.
Eric, what did you just say?
I said that happened years ago.
Let's go, baby.
That happened 2 weeks ago.
Let's go.
That happened 2 weeks ago. You laid an egg. What happened with David Hay? You went on hiatus. You went on hiatus for a year after that fight.
This dude is at my neck. Hey, look, Eric. See, I can't call Beeb out on nothing, man. He get CB at my neck about everything. He brings up all my picks, all my wrong picks.
He gets
But
triggered.
he
That's
didn't bring
messed
up.
up.
He didn't bring up that I picked. He didn't bring up that I picked Tony Harrison over fucking Charlo.
I
He
remember.
didn't bring that up though. He
I
didn't
remember.
bring that up though.
Yeah, why don't you bring that up, Beeb?
He didn't
Why don't you
bring that up though.
That was a
What's
great
up,
pick.
Beeb?
Why don't you bring that up?
What's up, baby?
That was a great pick.
Fuck
That
you
was-
ain't bring that up for, baby.
That was a great pick.
Come on, baby.
Murder
You gotta
you.
take the good with the
Corey's
bad,
marking
baby.
you right here on this line.
Let's go.
You know the sun shines on a dog. Dog's behind every now and then.
No, because
Well,
guess what?
they say a broken clock is right twice a day. So
Fingers on that same card. I picked Korboff over Charlo too, baby. Let's go.
He
Let's
picked him.
go.
I heard him, and I thought he won.
And
I thought
Korboff,
he won.
99% of boxing fans thought Korboff won that fight.
I
Let's
bet Beeb
go.
thought Charlo won. What do you think about that?
Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit, baby.
Let's go back to some of my classics.
What's up,
Fury.
baby?
Let's go back to some of my
Let's
classics.
go to Canelo Khan. Let's talk about that one.
What's up,
Let's talk
baby?
about that class.
I even got fucking Robbie laughing. What's good, baby?
Let's go to some of my classics. Fury over Klitschko.
Listen, man.
That's ancient history.
I didn't come here
Check
to
the
talk.
files.
I didn't come here to talk about all the right picks that I picked. You know what I'm saying, Beeb? Because Beeb's gonna always call out the wrong picks. But see, it's so short. He had to go all the way back to David Hay, baby. Because I got a pick wrong.
But why? Why did you? But why did you wait? But why did you wait? Why did you wait till after the fight? Why did you wait till after the fight before you came? But why?
I got mad love and mad respect for you, but the Hammer pick. Come on, it's almost like MC Hammer.
Why weren't you? But why weren't you saying this before the fight? Why weren't you saying this? Why weren't you saying this before the fight?
Because I was saying it on my channel. I can't stay on hold for 50.
No.
I got a life, baby.
You said nothing. You said nothing.
Show to produce too.
You could have said something.
Boxing on YouTube.
You waited till after the fight before you started gloating because you weren't sure beforehand.
I called you before the fight. I called you before the fight.
No. You only called me.
I bet he's got your number on there, Corey.
Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me, B.
You called me after. You called me after the fight. You have my number. You have my number. You called me after the fight. You Monday morning quarterback this. I'm going to have to fold you up like I do. I'm going to have to fold you up.
I Monday morning you, or I Saturday night you.
He Saturday nighted you, Beeb.
You waited till after the fight. You waited till after the fight.
You'll take that, Beeb.
After the fight. You weren't talking this. You weren't talking this rah-rah. You weren't talking this rah-rah before the fight. You weren't talking this rah-rah before the fight. You waited till after the fight. You Monday morning quarterback the Beeb. I know where the bones are buried. You can't. I know where all the bones are buried. I know where all the bones are buried.
Wow, you gonna take that, Beeb? You gonna take that, man? That's
I'm the one.
Beeb at my neck. But you know what? You know how I know? You know how I know Beeb ain't feeling me when I say he got it picked wrong? Because he brings up David Hayes.
David,
what the fuck?
You hit. You hit for a year after that fight. I thought I was calling suicide watch. I was calling. I was afraid. I was afraid.
Just because.
This show has officially gone out of control.
Because it is. You took a pie bet. Like, why the fuck would you take a pie bet over Hammer? Oh, my God.
This show has officially gone out of control.
Beeb, he's killing you, son.
I got to credit, though, Beeb. I got to give you credit.
Give
you're a man of honor, and you're a man of respect.
That's it.
And you took the pie bet, baby. You took the pie bet.
See me hiding. You didn't see me going into a. You didn't see me going into a bunker. I stayed. I didn't hide. I didn't hide.
That's respect, baby. That's respect. You know, but
I didn't go in the basement. Lock myself down there.
Pick wrong. I've gotten picks wrong before, but let's talk about the right picks I got too, though, baby. If you want to talk about the wrong picks, baby, let's talk about the right picks, baby. Yeah.
Tell him about it.
But you already know, baby, it's all love. But like I said, though, for you to take a pie bet on Hammer, you had a lot of invested stock in her, and I didn't.
Just had to be a moron. Go ahead and say
it. I had so much invested stock on Mikey Garcia. I had so much invested stock on Mikey Garcia. Since you want to bring up the Mikey Garcia pick that I made, I had so much invested stock on Mikey Garcia. I didn't bet anybody, baby. So let's go. There's levels to this. You really believed in Hammer, but it wasn't there, baby. It wasn't there.
So you lied.
Why the fuck? Hey, the only reason why I'm so mad at you, Beebs, on that pick is because Clarissa Shields is a diamond in the rough, baby.
Diamond in the rough, baby.
Why couldn't you? Like, why didn't the fuck? Like, everybody told you not to pick Hammer. But you still did it.
What are you talking about? A lot of people think
only person that picked.
Only
two people. The only two people in America that picked Hammer was Robbie and Beeb.
Dwyer, all the people. Dwyer, people in the chat.
Either, baby. You
picked
Hammer to win, Robbie.
Christy Martin picked Hammer. The coal miner's daughter picked Hammer.
Christy Martin is washed up.
Christy
Martin washed up.
Listen to Corey.
Old fighter that's bitter as fuck.
That's it.
This show's out of control, man.
Do you know how bitter Christy Martin is?
You know what's funny?
She still thinks she can fight on Mike Tyson's undercard.
72, son.
Oh, shit.
It is.
Get the fuck out of here.
It is.
You're finished. Ice, baby.
Man, he's killing you, Beeb.
Where was this rah-rah? Where was this rah-rah 2 weeks ago? That's what I want to know. Where did this come from? You were hiding. You were hiding underneath the rock. And then you snuck outside this rock. You crawled out from underneath this rock after the fight.
Robbie, I mean, if it was Eric that picked Hammer to win, I'll be on his fucking neck right now. But guess what? It wasn't.
It
wasn't.
I never pick wrong.
It was you.
I'm the champ.
It was you. You went against an American gold medalist. What the fuck were you doing?
I'm going to ask.
A two-time Olympic gold medalist.
Wow.
Dropping knowledge,
from America.
Killing Beeb.
Wow.
He's killing Beeb.
Wow. I must have really hurt your feelings, Corey. I didn't know that I hurt your feelings this bad.
It's like, man, I know my brother from another did not pick against Shields in this fight. Not against Hammer that was doing the stanky legs against an average at best fighter. Yes, he was doing the stanky legs in fight previous. She did get hurt.
You do know Anna Sophie Mathis knocked out Holly Holm. You do know that, right? You know she's a former world champion. You do know that. You know she had 20. She had 24 knockouts. You know that, right? She's not a.
AB, I'm the wrong I'm the wrong guy to do that research against, baby. Yep. I've studied it. That's why I was so adamant on picking Shields. Yes, I got the Mikey Garcia pick wrong, but everybody else and their mother thought Mikey Garcia was going to get knocked out. It wasn't even going to be close.
Tell him, Corey.
Not only did the towel not get thrown in, not only did Mikey Garcia not get knocked out, okay? A lot of those punches was not even flush.
That's it.
Come on, baby.
Lot of them. Corey ain't lying.
Yes, Mikey Garcia got.
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my pick. I'm not ashamed of my pick. I stand on it.
In my face for years to come. It is what it is.
Disgraceful.
I'm talking about the present.
I'm not ashamed.
I'm
not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my pick.
Oh man.
But you are ashamed because you're bringing up David Hay, baby. You're bringing up David Hay.
That's it. I'm stopping it. I'm stopping.
I had to bring up David Hay. You went in hiding. You went in hiding for a year. You went in hiding for a year after that fight. I have to bring up that fight. You went in hiding. You went in hiding for a year after that fight. I was worried about you. I was worried about you. I was worried about you.
Danny Garcia.
I was worried about you. Why? Don't you realize? Don't you realize I care about you? Don't you realize I care about you? Don't you realize I care about you? You were on suicide watch after that David Hay fight. I have to talk about that. I was worried about you.
Beeb's a human being.
I care about you, my brother.
Loves you, Corey.
You went in hiding for a year. You were ducking out. You were on a milk carton after that fight. I felt bad.
All right, boys.
I think it's over with, I hope.
Oh, Corey dropped. Corey dropped.
Good. He dropped like yesterday's garbage, man.
Beeb took a beating right there.
I'm not ashamed of my pick.
I gave Coach C a beating. Corey gave you a beating today, man. That's cold-blooded.
No way.
Bodied
I take Yoda, man. He went
in
hiding for a year. I took my pilot of command, and I'm still standing tall right here. Look at the beat. I'm still standing tall.
Anyway.
I'm still standing tall. I'm cemented to this ground right now. No one's moving me off my square. No one's moving me off my square. I'm here.
The Beeb.
Wow.
I could take a loss. I take a loss like a man. You don't see me going hiding in bunkers and stuff.
I agree. Hey, we both taking pies. Both taking pies. All right, let's go to the news and rumors, and then we're going to wrap this up. Barker pleads guilty to a lesser charge in the sexual assault case. He gets 2 years probation. Think that's fair? I don't know. Maybe he got off because he's an athlete. I don't know. But Reese Mack in the chat, thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Tyson Fury is going to face Tom Schwartz, as we know, on June 15th at the MGM Grand. Now, the fight venue was changed from Thomas and Mack to MGM. Now, granted, I don't know if the fight was ever official at the Thomas and Mack, but it has been moved to the MGM Grand no matter what. Dan Raphael reporting that Triple G is considering Steven Rolls or Hassan Andam The fight is being targeted for June 8th, and the rumored weight is going to be 164 pounds. Robert, what are your thoughts on this?
I wonder if he's having, because he's older now, whether he's having trouble making 160. You know,
he's been out for a while, no? I mean,
he's been out since last September.
Yeah, so could be he's just got. That's a good question. I mean, it doesn't come off like, when you get older. I mean, it doesn't come off like that. Now, you wouldn't know anything about that because you're a chiseled machine, but we got to work at it.
Robbie, how much do you weigh, Robbie?
Oh my! I'm not in fighting shape. I'll put it that way.
What's the weight? Just what's the weight? Tell me what the weight is.
It's like a jockey over here, man. He's like Chocolatito.
I'm Chocolatito size.
Yeah, he's about what's Chocolatito? 112 or 115?
I'm about 110.
Yeah.
Wow. What's the height? What's the height, Robbie? What's the height? How tall are you, Robbie?
5 even.
5 even, 110 pounds.
Yeah.
What does a guy like you eat in a day, Robbie? You must not even eat that much, do you?
No, Beeb, you're incorrect. I can put the food away, but I got a high metabolism, and I don't keep weight on.
He's an athlete, son. He's an athlete.
It just burns right off.
So if we went to a Chinese buffet right now, could you go up twice, or would you?
No, I don't know about a Chinese buffet, but I could go like the hometown buffet or Shoney's or anything like that, and I could get 2 or 3 plates and not have a problem. But I wouldn't gain any weight because my metabolism is too fast.
Robbie, I officially hate you right now. I cannot eat 2 or 3 plates and not get fat. I'm sorry.
Let me put it to you this way, Beeb. Don't ask a question if you don't want the honest answer.
Please, Robbie, now you're taking shots at me. I gotta bring a Teflon vest to the show next week.
Come on, you guys take it easy, Beeb. He's got a family. Come on.
I'm getting shot at from all angles here.
Goodness.
Now, because I was born prematurely, the doctor told my mother if I would have been born when I was supposed to be, I would have been well over 6 feet tall and probably well over 200 pounds because, my dad was. But because I was born so early, I ended up taking after my mom. My mom is short and skinny too, so.
Wow.
Who gave us a thumbs down?
Because they don't like this discussion, man.
Cold-blooded. You guys are cold fish out there, man. That's messed up. That's jacked up.
Hit the like button. Don't give us a thumbs down, man. That's not cool.
What's the matter with you guys? Taking as a backhanded compliment, Robert. What's the matter with you guys? Pacquiao will not be fighting at Rizin. We reported last week that Manny Pacquiao signed with Rizin. He did. But he will not be fighting. He will help promote the event. Tenshin Nasugawa is facing, I think, a Filipino fighter. So I guess it made sense. He's just going to be there in a promotional capacity, will not fight. That's kind of what you do. You don't kind of take advantage of another guy. I'm just saying. Anthony Yarde. This is an odd one. This is a real odd one. We talked about Teofimo Lopez, and we talked about, he's only 12-0. If he fights Lomachenko, some people think he's ready. I'm not 100% sure if he is or not. I don't want to see him
I don't think so.
I just don't want to see him rushed because I think he's a good talent, and I think he can do a lot of things. I just don't want to see him rushed prematurely. That's all. I want to see him built the proper way. Anthony Yarde, who's a really good fighter, in a very bizarre move, Anthony Yarde has agreed to go to Russia to fight Kovalev. I like Yarde. I think he's solid, but I don't know about this one, man.
Wait a minute. They're gonna stage that fight in Russia. The last time Kovalev was in Russia, he did a lot of partying and stuff. And remember, Isaac Chilemba fought him in Russia a few years ago, and he had trouble with Chilemba because he didn't take the fight seriously. Yarde may have
Chilemba's a very good fighter.
Yarde may have a chance here if Kovalev gets back to his party days.
There you go. And Gervonta Davis looking to face Gamboa July 27th is the date being targeted for Davis's next fight. The rumored opponent is 37-year-old Yuriorkis Gamboa.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Tank's. I'm sorry. Tank's going to destroy him.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. And a lot of people were getting on Tank for, or not Tank, but Loma for fighting Crawler, which, hey, I didn't think it was a bad fight at all. I mean, clearly when it took place, it was a bad fight. But I thought Crawler's definitely a good fighter. I don't take anything away from him. But he was supposed to fight Richard Kame. And Kame pulled out with a broken hand or whatever. Now, the rumor is that Teofimo may face Richard Kame next. That's a good fight. That's a good fight.
For people that don't like the Krolla fight, keep one thing in mind. Krolla was his mandatory challenger. If he didn't fight him, he could have lost the title.
That's true.
Krolla's a good fighter. I don't care what anybody says. Krolla's a good fighter. Former champion. Do you guys? I mean, like the guys who call up, like Coach C or Jason or whatever, and they call up and they call these guys bums that they fight. Dude, do you have any idea how much talent it takes just to be ranked in the top 10? Do you have any clue at all how much talent it takes? You don't. It takes a lot of talent.
It's an area kicking the knowledge.
You know, I mean, think about it. I mean, it does. I mean, just to be ranked in the top 10, there's a lot.
Yeah, but okay, for those people that picked on Lomachenko for Anthony Krolla, I want you to come out and defend Tank Davis and Uriel Gamboa, because that if you're going to have an argument against one, you're going to have to put up the same kind of argument for this, because Tank is going to totally destroy him.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, but again, it's not like Gamboa is a bad fighter. You know, Gamboa is a good fighter, but not for Tank.
No.
You know, just like Crawler was a good fighter, maybe not for Loma. I like the fight, but, again, and if you're a Tank fan, you may like the fight. You may like the fight because he's a former champion, and I get that. But I don't know, man. I think that when people call up and call fighters bums, call people tomato cans, I think you have to understand, like, where, again, how difficult it is.
You already know my stance on that. I can't stand it.
No, I agree.
No, people who follow this sport should not call up and talk about tomato cans or somebody ducking somebody else. If you want to call them ducking, it's because of the boxing politics. Because believe me, if you were to ask the fighters themselves, and if you would have proposed them, hey, do you want to fight this guy? The fighters themselves would say, yeah, I want to fight him, but it's the promoters and stuff that get in the way. So anytime anybody else doesn't fight somebody, it's not the fighters aren't refusing. It's normally the promoters and all the boxing politics is involved with the various networks and apps and stuff like that.
Well, I want you to think about this for a minute. All right, think about this for a minute. If you're a promoter, all right, and you're making money, all right, you're making money off of this guy, all right. We line it up this fight, we can make $3 million. We line up the next fight, we can make $3 million. But we line up this fight, we can make $10 million. But he's got a good chance of losing here. And then once he loses, those $3 million paydays, they're going to go by the wayside.
They're gone, yeah.
And so, and I hate thinking like this. I mean, because I like to, listen, man, I like the best fights just like anybody else does. But that's the reality of the situation. That's what we cover. I mean, that's the reality of things. And it's not always cut and dry. It's not always, well, this guy's a good fighter, let's agree, let's fight. Fighters aren't scared of anybody. I mean, fighters will fight anybody you put in front of them, but it's the promoters that are making money off them, and it's just, that kind of thing. So it's not that easy to just say, hey, Crawford,
90 seconds.
They're good. Let's put them in. Let's fight. It's not that simple.
Like I know, for example, that Tyson Fury would definitely fight Deontay Wilder again.
Sure.
But he got a better financial package from Top Rank, so he took it. So now that fight's in the deep freeze for a while. Right. You can't blame the fighter for setting his family up, basically for the rest of their life.
60 seconds.
Right. I mean,
good point, Robbie.
And I mean, we don't like to see it. I mean, again, we'd like to see the best fights out there, but it is what it is. But I don't know.
I mean, because a lot of people call up on this show and they go, well, why are you talking about money and why are you talking about the business so much? unfortunately, when you do a podcast like we do, unboxing each week, unfortunately, this stuff will pop up in the news, and we can't ignore it. We have to talk about it. We don't like it, but we got to talk about it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we're just like you. I mean, we want to see the best fights out there. I'd like to see Crawford Spence tomorrow, but, or Tyson Fury again. But, reality is reality, man. And, when the fights don't get made, you guys want to know why. Why don't the fights get made? And that's what we tell you. That's why we're here to tell you. So, there you go. All right, let's see here. That is it. So we appreciate you guys coming in today and trying our second, listening to our second take of yesterday's show. We do apologize for that yesterday. But that'll do it for this edition of Ringside Reporter. As always, you can catch Robert on Twitter at Ringside Robert, or you can call Ringside Robbie's Corner at
area code 773-572-7781. The show will be there, and after you listen to the show, if you want to leave a message, just press pound.
There you go. Corey Lee Boxing, thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. He said, Robbie, you told me not to talk about money. WTF. Why the fuck? And CLB, I don't know what CLB stands for. You can catch Joe Habib on Twitter at jhabib1 and find our YouTube channel at ringsidereporterlive.com. I'm at Ringside73 on Twitter, and we will see you next week.
Thank you for